Hello, my wolf pack, and welcome to an incredibly, I haven't even seen this full trailer, and I jumped straight on here. I was like, oh my god, this means business. Gen 9 is 100% going to be the best generation for Pokemon competitive that we've ever had. 100%. I've seen two things already in this trailer that are going to be game changers. Now, obviously, when it comes to me, I made loads of competitive guides, so I have awareness of how to use Pokemon competitively. I've been in loads of draft leagues, and obviously I've got into the finals, or not the finals, I got into the playoffs in the majority of them. I just realised that's out, but yeah. This is huge. This is actually insane. I am going to talk you through, and I haven't even seen the whole trailer, but I'm going to talk you through the instances already that you have got this. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So this trailer just dropped. Here we go. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh, I love the updated logos with the surrounding kind of sigils, I suppose, as well. That looks really nifty, actually. But yeah, that's just an add-on. So, new additions. We have got a brand new Pokemon straight off being revealed. So, we've got Cloyster, which we know. And then we have this thing called Cis Lizard, I think it is. Cis Lizard, or Cyclizar, probably. It's Dragon Normal type. Now, I don't know if we have... No, we do have a Dragon Normal type. We have Drampa. But this is obviously going to be related to the legendaries in some way, shape, or form. Probably going to be the modern version where you have the past version, the future version, or this is like the pre-evolution. Very, very obvious that that's going to be the case. But you have got an amazing move that this can use. So, Shed Tail creates a substitute, then swaps places with a party Pokemon in waiting. 1, that can get you a Pokemon in for free. 2, if you've got a fast mon using a U-turn or something, or a fast mon in general, you could underspeed this and probably put a sash on it or something like that, and you can get in any other Pokemon to allow them to set up. Realistically, if you had, let's say, for example, Scrafty just comes to mind. You bring that in on a substitute, and you set up a Dragon Dance. It breaks the substitute, but you've then got a +1 in your attack and your speed, realistically going to outspeed the vast majority of Pokemon, barring any, obviously, Scarfs, but you can obviously counter that with things like Sticky Webs. But you've then got those +1s, and then you can use your Moxie ability to allow you to continuously get +1s. So that is one combination straight away that I can see completely breaking this. Also, if your opponent has got a lot of kind of stally aspects to them, or if they've got kind of bulkier mons that are not able to break your sub, you can get an extra turn of like setup. But this really is going to work for setup mons in particular, I think. Like Shell Smashing, for example, for Cloyster, yeah, that even works. Shell Smash Cloyster is an absolute beast, but it is quite difficult to set up. But if you've got a substitute already there, where you haven't got to U-turn out, it's a U-turn and substitute in one. And whenever I've done a substitute set, I've always had it with some kind of switchability, because that typically is when you're wanting to use it. But this is absolutely insane. Shed Tail, this is going to be a top tier move. What a top tier move already straight off in this trailer. So in this case, it sets up the sub, they bring in Magnezone, which, you know, yeah, whatever, but I think it works in lots of things. Then you've got Azumarill using Belly Drum here. You've got Titan, and it uses Mirror Herb, which copies an opponent's stat increase when consumed. Now, in Draft League, this is probably bigger than in normal play, because the amount of times that you will see, when you see a Pokemon, you know that they're going to set up. So, for example, you see someone has an Azumarill on their roster, or a Snorlax, if talking about David, who I've battled a couple of times on the channel. But yeah, like they will use Belly Drum quite often with that. Or if you've got something like an Excadrill quite commonly will use things like Swords Dance. So if you can copy those stats increases, you've got other Pokemon that might use Calm Mind. Things like Clefable, Comfy, even Blissey come to mind on stat increases that you could copy. So you can copy potentially a bulky Pokemon, or you could copy a full setup like that, which would be absolutely huge. Now, obviously, this works on the opponents, so when it comes to doubles, you can't have that necessarily broken aspect, but you do rely on the opponent having to set up, and now that means that you have to be very careful with the way that you set up as well, because obviously if you go for a belly drum and you're faster than that Pokemon, so like Titan is obviously going to be very slow, that's kind of what's been suggested with it, Azumarill probably will end up using something like Aqua Jet, it'll use belly drum, and then you will copy that, you'll get your +6, you'll use whatever attack you use, and you're just going to blitz that Pokemon. That's just absolutely insane, honestly. Like, having this Mirror Herb is going to be huge, and this is as far as I got in the video, but I was already so hyped, because these two in themselves are complete game changers. Like, this makes me want to have the competitive scene right now. Like, 100%. So, copying the stat changes, we've got Rotom Wash here, and we've got Colossal, and then we're looking at the Terastall here. So, Terastall, Colossal, and this looks like water, so changing types. So there's Hydro Pumps. Yeah, so something that I did speak about when I spoke about my video that Terastall was going to be broken. You've got something that's 4 times weak to that Hydro Pump. That Terastall, and that goes as a priority, you get not very effective. And you're looking, this is taking so little damage. That's taken literally like 30 damage. Also activates the steam engine. So they're already showing ways that you can use this competitive. This gives you, and there's been mention of there being a Terastall move, I'm not going to sure if they're showing it, but you've got steam engine activating, so this is now the +6. No, weakness policy set wouldn't work with this, but you've got many other ways of getting this kind of sorted. Breloom. Bullet Seed. Okay, so new item, Loaded Dice. Makes Multi-Strike moves more likely to hit more times. Okay, that's kind of cool, especially when you're looking at Pokemon that don't have Skill Link. I'm thinking if you're going for a Cloyster, I can't think what... Cloyster has 2 good abilities, and I can't remember what the other one is. There's one Skill Link, and the other one, I can't think what it is off the top of my head. But if you want to choose between the 2 of those, you wouldn't necessarily have to have Skill Link, you just have Loaded Dice on there. Obviously, this does play into the RNG aspect, but things like Double Slap could be more effective there. You've got, obviously, things like Icicle Spear, Bullet Seed. I think there's a Water-type one as well. Greninja, I think there's one, but I think that always hits 3 times. Sorry, I'm really sweaty. It's really hot. But, yeah, no, this is an interesting move. And I think, actually, this is going to be usable, but I think it's going to be less usable. I think that's only going to be usable in very, very, very specific situations. You've even got things like Heracross, which Heracross gets like Moxie. Now, a Loaded Dice on Heracross could be really beneficial there as well. I think for certain mons, it could work, and potentially they are going to bring in another multi-hit move. Also, Triple Axle comes to mind as a move that actually could really benefit from having Loaded Dice because of the increase in the power each turn. So that's something that I can see being a combination quite commonly. So, yeah, you've got this Bullet Seed there. I'm noticing that actually, as well, we haven't really seen any of the competitive. I don't know if this is finalised. Obviously, they've got ages before they go gold. But the HP bar is dropping very quickly. So if you look at that ability, how quickly that bar just drops down, it's kind of very instantaneous, which is really interesting. We've got Gallade here. I don't know what happened there. Tyranitar, okay. Ghost Terastall there. So, Gallade used close combat. Obviously, it's not going to work at all. Tera Blast. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This was something that I think was alluded to before, but there's Tera Blast is a move that changes type when the user has Terastallized. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to get any explanation on this. As I said, I haven't actually watched this fully, but I'm assuming that this is going to work similar to an extra move. So it's going to be an extra one-time sort of move. It could be a move that you have on kind of specific mons that you're going to Terastall. I don't know right now, but it could be the move that you have to have, which is actually going to make things quite difficult, because a lot of mons will struggle to fit that on along with having 4 other moves. So yeah, but that's the same type as the user, which is actually really cool. And I was kind of talking about that when it came to things like Umbreon. If you changed it to a Psychic type or a Poison type, obviously you've got the super effective attack there as well, which could work really, really nicely. Now, available worldwide Friday, November the 18th. Yeah, so I think that probably is everything there. Special Pikachu. So, Flight Pikachu. But yeah, the rundown from this kind of, you've got the least kind of useful aspect of this trailer, I think, is the loaded dice. I think that that's only very, very specific scenarios that's ever going to be used. It's not going to work particularly well for the vast majority of Mon. That's what I can see from that one. You've then got, obviously, your ability to Terastall, and it changes your typing. I know that was something that people were confused about, and I wasn't confused about. I was confused why people were confused. But that looks really, really good. On there, that you can just change your typing full on, and that can work out a benefit in you. So your Tyranitar, you can change to just a water type, just a ghost type, whatnot. But I think a lot of them are going to be looking at what Pokemon are you weak against, and what Pokemon, what type can you be strong against there. And there's going to be a lot of really interesting Terastall combinations, which are going to work really well with that. But then you've also got Tera Blast, which need more information on that. If actually, what I might do in a second is I'm just going to have a look at the Pokemon website, see if there's anything on there, and then we can see. But also the other things that we have got as well. In fact, let me just search this. I'm putting my arm over because I don't want to hit my microphone. Scarlet and Violet. Let's look on here. But yeah, you've got the other two aspects as well there, which that's the... You've got the other two aspects. You've got the Mirror Herb, which is going to be absolutely huge. I think, again, quite situational, but less situational to the loaded dice. I think that's definitely going to be a pretty huge aspect there. And then you've got what I think is the coolest. You have Cyclizar, or whatever it was called, and the Shed Tail ability, which honestly is crazy. Actually crazy. The ability to, switch and have a substitute is going to be huge. I'm hoping it's going to be on more Pokemon, but you never know. You never know. It might just be a very specific one, and I think in that one it does make sense to be specific. But I'm just having a quick look through to see if there's anything on here that's been added. So Cyclizar has been added to the website. Let's just have a quick look at it. So it's Dragon Normal type as it was. It's the Mount Pokemon, so obviously links in with Koraidon and Miraidon, I think it was. And let's have just a quick scroll down here. Lives with humans. Pokemon has lived in many households in the Paldea region since ancient times. It has a mild disposition, and people riding Cyclizar are a very common sight. It appears Cyclizar don't mind being ridden because the warmth of the rider helps serve off the cold, which is actually kind of cool. You've then got Cyclizar can sprint at over 70 miles per hour while carrying a human. Its extremely hard head and thick live tail are not only useful for maintaining balance and absorbing shocks while sprinting, but also provide effective ways to attack during battle, which we obviously saw just there a second ago. And the new move is Shed Tail. The users create a substitute for itself using its own HP before switching places with the party Pokemon in waiting. So I imagine what you're going to see a lot of these is max speed, max HP to switch them out, or even like bottoming out the speed. I think that that's a really, really cool Pokemon. Ability of Shed Skin, not great, but if you've got like some Toxics out there and you're just trying to substitute, that's another thing that could be quite interesting. Now, I am just going to have a little look down and see if Koraidon and Miraidon have had that update on there as well. Because I could definitely see them, though they haven't got anything there. Could definitely have seen them having that aspect. Characters, we didn't get introduced to anything character-wise. Should have a look at the home and just see if there's anything extra on here that they've put. So there's this, which was from today. So it says, with the battle seeding feature in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, you'll be able to use internet to enjoy battling trainers over the world. Hopefully we'll have full timer again. Rank battles, which players have the chance to enjoy in Pokemon Sword and Shield, will be returning in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Players will be able to take on battles in the casual battles and online competition modes as well. Get ready to have heated Pokemon battles with the new partners you meet in the Paldea region. Casual battles, they're low-stake battles in which the results are not recorded. Rank battles, you will be able to test your battle skills against trainers from all over the world. Your rank will change depending on the battle, so we've seen that before. There'll be official competitions and friendly competitions. You will have the rental team aspect there as well, but it doesn't really say too much extra on top of that. And that's also, this one's also coming out today, so change Pokemon's type and turn the tables. So the primary feature of Terastallization in battle is it changes your type to its Tera type. Pokemon don't outwardly show their Tera type until they Terastallize. A fact that you can use to take opponents by surprise. So I'm assuming that it's not going to be shown on the like battle screen. In fact, the battle screen did show, and I'll go back to that in a second because I don't know if it showed the Pokemon line up there. Different moves can open up near a lot of different strategic abilities. So we saw the those ones. Tera Blast is a normal type move that can be learned with a TM. When used by a Terastallized Pokemon, it becomes a move of the same type as the Pokemon Tera type and displays its immense might. Use it at the right moment to change the flow of the battle. Inflicts damage using the attack or special attack, whichever is higher for the user. So actually, that is really cool. That is really cool. I think we've got one other move that does that. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but that's awesome. So it's a TM, it's a move that I reckon is going to be on the vast majority of Pokemon, realistically, and yeah, that's something really cool there. So here it has the versus. Now, it looks potentially, now this could just be after the select screen. It could be like that, so it just has 3 and 3. It could also be completely different to that, but I guess we will see that as more kind of is seen. So let's have a look and see if there's any more news that's come out today. No, so August 3rd was the last one, which we kind of saw everything to do with that one on there. I did just see something very interesting, actually, in this news, and I don't know, I didn't look at this before. Oh, time limit in Tera battles. Okay, that's different. So I just saw time limit. I was like, oh, they confirmed the time limit for online battles, but they haven't. So yeah, this is really nifty. You've got the Tera Blast move, which is going to be really, really cool. Obviously, it's going to be similar to like your G-Max moves or your Z move or whatever, and it's going to work effectively really well for a lot of different Pokemon, especially with your Terastall. Now, obviously, Terastall you can only do once per battle, so obviously you have to think about that beforehand, but that does mean in competitive battles, you do have the variety ability to choose which Pokemon you Terastall. You can have any variety of Terastall there, realistically. I really like the look of the Power Herb. I really like the look of Cyclizar, and yeah, Gen 9 competitive is going to be insane. I can tell you that much. Gen 9 competitive is going to be the biggest competitive game I think we're going to see in Pokemon ever. But yeah, that's going to be all for today. Thought I'd give you some hype news. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.